Good morning, everybody. My name is Sarah Kroger, and I am one of the coaches on Team Freedom. And I know they talked a little bit about what Team Freedom means and what Team Fearless means and all that kind of stuff, but I'm one of the coaches on Team Freedom. And I just wanted to share my story with you this morning. I have been a Beachbody coach for a little over a year. This is my almost 8-month-old. And if you do the math, that means that I signed up for as a Beachbody coach right as I found out that I was pregnant. So let me take you back to late spring last year. I was just tired of how I looked and how I felt. I was tired of trying things and failing, and I had a friend who reached out to me and said, I'm doing this Beachbody thing, and I was like, oh, Beachbody. Could they have picked like a worse name for somebody like me to be part of? But whatever. I loved my friend and I knew what kind of person she was, and I was like, all right, talk to me about this. Tell me what's going on. So she told me about it, and my husband was getting ready to leave for 8 weeks. I have 4 other children. So at the time they were 1.5, 3, 5, and 7. And I was like, all right, this is it. I'm done. I'm going to do it. He's going to be gone for 8 weeks. We're going to have like Biggest Loser transformation. Okay. I'm going to dive in and I'm going to do this. And, I had decided to do a completely sugar-free 3-week thing that I did, at the beginning of my first Beachbody challenge. So I got my challenge pack, I got my Shakeology, and I had tried Shakeology one other time. I had done a little 10-day challenge with Shakeology 6 months prior to that. It took me 6 months to go from my 10 days to my challenge pack. But anyway, so I got my challenge pack. I did Combat, which I still love. It's still like my favorite. I got it. My husband left for 8 weeks, and I decided I was going to do it. And I hit it whole hog, and this was going to be my big transformation. And I took my pictures and all kinds of stuff. And then 2 weeks into my challenge, so a week after my husband left, I found out that I was pregnant with our 5th baby. And I was like, well, there goes my big, 1,000,000-pound weight loss in 8 weeks, which isn't really realistic, but that's, what you tell yourself at the beginning sometimes. But I was like, it's all right. I'm going to keep going. I finished my 3 weeks of no sugar. I did my, at that point, it was an 8-week challenge. I did my 8 weeks. I did my working out. It was awesome. I felt great. My dogs are going ballistic, but we're going to push through because that's life with 5 kids and 2 dogs. So anyway, I didn't have my big epic weight loss. I didn't have this huge physical, I had a huge physical transformation because I had a baby, but partway into the challenge, Kelly, my coach, says to me, like, have you ever thought about coaching? Because I was sharing on Facebook and I was talking to people, and I had brought, I think 2 or 3 new Shakeology customers to her because they were excited about what I was doing. She's like, have you ever thought about this? And I was like, Kelly, look at me. Like, I can't be a Beachbody coach. Like, how ridiculous is that? And she's like, Sarah, you have a story to tell, and somebody will relate to that. And we went back and forth quite a bit, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it for the discount. I'll get my Shakeology for less, because by then I was a believer. Like, Shakeology was a deal breaker for life at that point. But it's expensive. I was about to have my 5th child, and my husband works, and he's the only one who has an income outside of our home, and at the time, and so if I can get my Shakeology for cheaper, I'll try it. And then partway into becoming a coach, I realized I had this thought process of like, my coach and my coach's coach are in fantastic shape, and they are great examples of persistence and perseverance. They're great examples of the product. They look like finished products, and I don't. And I really grappled with that for a long time. And then I had this moment of like, you know what? This is where I am. This is what I have to offer. And maybe there's somebody out there like me who's intimidated by this concept of having to be a finished product. before you have anything to share with the rest of the world. And I realized the flaw in that thinking, that you don't have anything to offer until you're finished and perfect. Especially because A, that'll never happen, and B, so many people are not finished and perfect, and they need somebody who is walking with them through that process. And that became my story. That became my journey. I am still working on getting healthy. I'm still working on losing weight and getting fit. We've had a pretty insane year. So like I said, my husband was gone for 8 weeks, so he missed like my first trimester, which lucky him, I guess. So we did that, and then we found out 4 weeks after the baby was born that we were moving in a month. So the baby was born on March 2nd. We found out on March 31st, and the truck came on April 23rd. So we moved to the other side of the state, from Cincinnati up to Worcester, Ohio, which is about an hour south of Cleveland. And in the midst of moving, my father-in-law passed away. And so we were dealing with that loss and dealing with our now 5 children in the process of moving and saying goodbye to grandparents temporarily and permanently, and all of that kind of stuff. And then we got up here and we moved and we got settled in, and I got back to my workouts, and I was so excited, and I'd gotten past that postpartum period, and I was like, all right, this is it. Took another round of pictures, and then on August 29th, I fell and really hurt my knee to the point that I was literally on the couch for the month of September. I slept in my bed on September 30th because that was the only night of September that I slept in my bed because I couldn't go up and down the stairs. And I, again, was just like, this has got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. And I'm like, you know what? I still have a story. I still have a story to share with someone, because somebody else out there falls and hurts their knees and gives up. Somebody else out there has a death in their family and gives up. Somebody else out there has a baby and gives up. And they need... I'm also such an emotional person. They need someone like me to remind them that they're worth fighting for. They need someone like me to remind them that they had a plan that was a good plan, and that they got derailed a little bit. And so our team talks about baby steps and falling forward, and they need someone to remind them that their group, their coach is here. Their coach understands what they're going through. They have some of the same struggles and are walking with them. And in the process, proving that this works. Proving that this is a good way to handle those struggles. They need somebody like you, even if you're not perfect and finished. Because like I said, you're never going to be. You're never going to be perfect and finished. And you're robbing someone else of the inspiration they need if you keep that story to yourself. Gosh, that got a lot deeper than I thought it would be when I first started all this. Anyway, I hope that comforts some of you who are worried that you don't have enough to offer. Because it's just simply not true. So anyway, I hope that gives you some encouragement. I hope that gives you some courage to share your story with other people, because there will be someone who will hear your story and be encouraged by it and have the incentive to step out and make a change in their life. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you really are getting a lot out of this. I know that I am. Every time I see these Coach at a Glance groups, they really offer me something new every time. So my name is Sarah Kroger. I'm one of the Team Freedom Beachbody coaches, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.